First things first, you don't know who I am. My name is Kenneth Bird. My company is Black Series Edition LLC. And every once in a while, we build a PC. I like how that all rhymed. It rhymed together just fine. Oh, I'm on a ball. I'm definitely on the ball. Can you hear me, all? I love it. Anyway, so I was in the process of building this PC called Frozen PC. Case, a box, or whatever, like a refrigerator unit, and it just one thing just led to another. Like, it was supposed to be a simple build, but is anything simple that we do? No, we pretty much max out everything. Don't come over here starting the shenanigans, Taco. We've already had this discussion already. Got himself in some trouble. This is why I got him that dish. I'm gonna Velcro that sucker to the floor, I swear. He has a habit of knocking the dish around, and I don't know why he does that. And I gotta check his dish every once in a while because he'll have moldy food in there. That's where you gotta check on your dogs. Moldy food in there, and sure enough, he did have moldy food in there. I scoop it out, clean it out, wash down his dish, go in and put it all back in together again. I swear, for a homeless cat, you waste food. You used to be homeless. You ain't homeless no more. But you would think, being a homeless cat, you would definitely try better to, manage your food and not waste it. All right, so today we're in here working on our PC build. We got it from household scraps. Trying to figure out what this thing is costing me. It's pretty cheap. We got this music playing in it. Got any copyright free going on in here? Copyright free, copyright free loft music. Count. Copyright free loft music. So these are toilet paper rolls. We're going to be using these for toilet paper. We can use these springs. These springs will come in handy for something I want to do. And we're building a nice PC open rack system for all my parts to be out there showing themselves. Back in the day, we used to call them torture racks. I don't think they call them torture racks anymore, but that's what we used to call them. All right, that's one right there. So we're getting our post together for our locking in our motherboard, because you have to have some kind of base to put the motherboard on. And these actually were quite fun. I actually built a couple of gaming PCs using that. And we got some nice twist ties here. Man, we didn't need them this long, but these are the only ones I could find. So we're definitely going to be doing something pretty cool with this. I think I'm going to be able to do a lot more because, again, we got a lot of room to play. Let me see. Use those springs for something. Where's the other one at? We got two of these. No, there's is that right? Nope, that's empty. It's definitely empty. That's empty. This one is this. We need springs for something quite handy. I'm going to be doing my frost system a little bit different on this one. I'm definitely going to be adding in a new system how I want to do it to make it go even give it more advanced glow capabilities. So let me see. We have this one and this one. Thanks for just a minute. Let's see. We got twist ties and stem. I'm getting around to it, but right now I'm saying something real quick. So let's see. That's perfect. Because I'm going to run these. This is going to be a pipe system. I'm going to run all the way around it. Give a little cool effect to it. I like these because these can be adjusted. Where I'm at. So this in here. There. So what if I do them this way? Instead, if I do them this way, too short. perfect. Oops, don't move that too much. Or she can run that 100 miles an hour like food, food, food. Like I said, the treats, man. I give him treats, man, and he just takes it too far with the treats. He feels he has to have them every single time he hears something rattle. He thinks it's treats. Where the silver tape comes in handy, comes in nice for this job. So hopefully, you know, what's going on with the consoles and all, hopefully, you know, this inspires people to go out and do something different and take control. Because I'll tell you, once you buy or even build your first PC, you're just going to have a sense of basically a peace of mind. You are going to have a sense of peace of mind. You know, is there games on PC? Oh my goodness, like that's a crazy question to ask. There's so many games on there. Right now, my wish list is up to about 65 games on there, and I'm buying like probably about, but I'm trying to do like maybe about 10 a week. I'm not going to play all those games, but there's just so many of them. It's overwhelming. It's going to blow your mind. It's overwhelming. When I go to the PlayStation store, or even when I had the Xbox store, it's not as big as the library that you have in there. It's insane. I got games in there from Neo Geo. I got games in there from Sega. I got a lot of games in there from different console systems in there. I can go old school. I can pick what I want. I can go with Atari 2600. It's kind of like having a giant RetroPie. That's what it feels like. It's like having a giant RetroPie. I absolutely love it. And then I got all types of controllers I can use. I got this flight controller I'm using over here. I got the Top Gun. I downloaded that, and I have my flight stick for it, and it runs off my flight stick perfectly. And if you can't get it to run, the system automatically maps it for you. Button maps it for you. Which makes it so much easier to run whatever you want. You're not into Xbox controllers and you like the PlayStation, guess what? You can run those too. If you like the Xbox controllers, you can run those too. Even Steam has its own controller. If you want to use that, you can use that too. I play, for PC, I prefer the Xbox controllers. And like I said, I love the PlayStation controllers. I love them. I use them, like I said, it's my main system right there. But I do prefer Xbox controllers when I'm playing on Steam. That's just me. Everybody has their own thing. My buddy prefers the PlayStation. He does those. Yeah, you can Bluetooth from all that stuff, everything. You make your PC so that everything basically is Bluetooth. And somebody's saying, well, do I have to be, and people ask questions and ask questions because they're curious. Yeah, you can run them all wireless. All my PCs all run wireless. You want to host games, you want to have your own dedicated server, you can do that too. You can build servers, all that stuff. Food tastes better, don't it? Now that it doesn't have water stuck in it. I wonder why he wasn't eating it for the last couple of days. What the freak? We're not eating it from there. He said, home, we won't eat there. I was like, what the freak is wrong with the dish? They're going to look in the dish. Yeah, it's mold in there, of course. And Dr. Doolittle over here basically tilting his dish up. I don't know why he does that bad habit or where he got that from. Yeah, that's going to break that habit. So we're going to have to basically give you a different kind of and if you put it, I got the dog bowl because it's deeper and it holds more water. On top of that, it's heavier. He can't lift it, but he does try. I literally have to Velcro them down. I don't know where he got that from. Like for an animal that was homeless at one point, he sure wastes a lot of food. He does waste food. Stop wasting food so much, you weirdo. Yes, that's his nickname again. From time to time he does weird stuff with weirdo. Joker is usually what he gets when he's doing something he shouldn't be doing. What are you doing, Joker? And that taco. My sister has her own name. One of my nieces calls him oatmeal, which he does responds to, which is oatmeal, and I don't understand that one. Maybe because he looks like he's oatmeal. Yes, it is. Looks like he's made out of oatmeal. So that's why I tell people at the end of the day, look, try something new. Try something new. You know what I mean? You never know. But you might basically trigger off. You never know. This whole fanboy stuff, man, y'all, it's not doing work. It's not working for you. You need to do something because, as I said before, they're not going to stop. They're making money. They're making a lot of money, and they're not going to stop. They got something now that's a new thing for them, and they're going to stay with it as long as they can find it. They're going to ride the gravy train as long as they can. That's what it's going to come down to. Literally, I'm in a site on talking about scalpers, and they're going to run as far as they possibly can with it. Instead of them going out and scalping tickets, they found a whole different way of doing things now. If somebody doesn't put it into it, any limited edition or anything that pops up, they're going to get it, whether it be iPhones or whatever it may be, they're going to get access to it. I mean, technically, when you think about it, and people get mad when I say this, they're not stealing, they're buying them. They're just hoarding everything. That's a jacked up thing and reselling it back. It's kind of like people hoarded toilet paper in COVID. Remember those guys in the day? Went in there, hoarded all that toilet paper and everything. Made life rough for everybody else. Hoarded food. Hoarded everything. You know, you do stuff like that, you know, especially in hoarding food. Those people are disgusting. You know, you take away from everybody. You take away from kids. You take away from old people. You take away from everybody. And all you think about themselves. But don't worry about that. You know why? Because you got to pay for it in life. You got to. That's why I said I don't get mad when people do dumb stuff. You got to pay for it. It's going to come back and bite you in the face one way or another, but it's going to bite you. Yep. Now, yeah, you get saved. Jesus forgives you. All your sins are washed away. You become a new person at the end of the day. That's true. But if you didn't, then guess what? He's coming to bite you in the face and pretty hard, too. You got a better chance of walking through a line exhibit, like I said, covered in steak sauce. Got a better chance of that. That's why you gotta treat everybody with respect. What is going on here? Here we go. All right. So right now we're building the frame that we need to set the motherboard on. That's what we're doing right here. We're just building the frame right here. Piping system. I'll tell you something. I want that now. Before, I was thinking about getting a tiny home, retire with a tiny home, but I'm going to do the barn. The barn is perfect. It's actually perfect. I don't want luxury gourmet kitchens and bathrooms and all that stuff. I want basic. I do want a big area to be able to work with my power tools. I like working with wood. I like building with technology. I like arts and crafts and all that stuff. And a great big huge station area where I can basically build with whatever I want to build. And build all kinds of structures outside, things I might want to put together. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with having just the bare minimum. I don't need all that. I don't need expensive refrigerators and all that stuff. I could have a barbecue pit outside, and I could have inside a propane stove. Don't really make a difference to me. Nice little cube refrigerator. That's pretty much it. And I sleep in a hammock. I'm gonna basically shut down whenever that happens, which is actually once in a blue moon. Yeah, tell me about it. But anyway, yeah, that's it. Don't need anything, expand anything. And everything else will just be piles and piles of my technology all wrapped around me. I can do that all day long. Don't need all that. Problem is, I get into a relationship and I gotta go to normal life, which I don't want, which means I have to be in a house. I can't stand walls. I hate walls. Walls means rules and regulations to me. I like big open areas. That's what I like. I like everything to be in the same area. This section over here, we got a little kitchen area. This section over here, we got a bathroom area over here. And this right here is just my whole building area right here. Giant TVs, well not TVs, projection screens wrapped around. I'm thinking about the day of my PC days. But basically that's what I like. Got a section of parts here, got a section of parts here, got a section of parts here, building projects over here. I like that at the end of the day. That's my world at the end of the day. I can't see myself basically in a normal home. I don't see it. If you notice that every environment that I basically dropped into, there's always technology wrapped around me. I'm not used to being in like that kind of home life. I had to live that home life because again, I was with somebody and I can't have her living in the life I like to live at the end of the day, and she wouldn't have liked it at all, period. Big old open garage, that'd be fantastic for me. I love the garage. Garage is fantastic. Big open area. Just where I can shop and work and all that. And I'm getting my barn, I'm getting a compost toilet put in. I like the idea of a compost toilet. I'm gonna put one in. Put a compost toilet in. I'm going to be, I don't need any pipes out there because again, I studied water filtration systems, water harvesting. I studied all that stuff. Matter of fact, I did experiments when I was living in Haventown. I was doing experiments on basically on how to recycle and how to basically put water back to the original stage to make it drinkable. I was doing all that research when I was over there. I had all that open area, got to do something with it. So I learned a lot of stuff when I was over there. I wasn't just doing basically projection screens and all that stuff. I was learning other skills while I was there because I had the area to work at. So when I get my land, I can go live and I can basically do filtration, water harvesting, all that stuff. I don't like to depend on companies. I don't. I got to depend on somebody to run electricity to my unit. I got to depend on somebody to basically push water through. No, I want control of that. I want to have my own control of that. So that's why I started studying all that stuff. That's why I invested in EcoFlow. When EcoFlow came out, I invested in the Kickstarter program. I like the technology they have. Got a chance to test it out firsthand. It's freaking amazing. Definitely going to be doing a whole entire system like that. Study when I was in the garage, I had a chance to study propane. How propane functions with the proper tank, proper size per square inch and all that. Yeah, I learned all that stuff when I was in there. And even had to learn how to insulate areas. So yeah, that's my dream home. Big old, huge, old-fashioned barn. I don't want anything new. I want the old-fashioned retro barn, something nice. And I want something where, yeah, wooden floors, of course, all that stuff. There's everything you need in a home. But I don't want it categorized like a home. I don't want like to have a gourmet kitchen here and I don't want that crap at the end of the day. Refrigerator, that's all I need. Something you open up, you put stuff in, you're done. That's it. I don't need anything fancy at the end of the day. Now, when it comes to the equipment that I use for my hardware, welding tools and all that stuff, yeah, I'll spend money on that. Computer parts, I'll spend money on that. Customized work desks and all that stuff, everything I would need, yeah, I spend money on all that stuff like that. But everything else, no, I don't need it. Don't need it at all. Fancy clothes, no, don't care. Not my thing at the end of the day. I'm a tech junkie. This is my world. When I'm in this world, I'm happy. When I'm basically outside the world and I have to live a normal life like everybody else, I'm miserable. Not very happy at all, period. I like to spend my time doing research, studying. That's what I like. Every once in a while, I'll go out with a bunch of friends, jump on the roller coaster, scream my brains out, have some fun and all that, and then I'm back to where I'm at. I like to work. I like my company. I like what I do. That's why you see people, like you ever watch you had to say Back to the Future? You see how the professor's world, how he lives? That's my world at the end of the day. So for some people see it's a complete mess, where we see something completely different. You ever wonder why you have that one kid walking around, doesn't really wear all the nice clothes, you know what I mean? He just wears every day, whatever. And his face is always buried in a book. That's his world at the end of the day. He couldn't care less about the outside world. Couldn't care less about your fashions. Couldn't care less about this, that, and the other. This is my world. This is what I like. Not in here to impress anybody. So, yeah, I'm going to get me a nice barn. And how my barn set up, I want a nice upper deck area. I do want a huge bay bubble that I can basically lay in and look up at the stars. I do love the stars. I do want to put in a massive telescope so I can basically see how beautiful the stars are, and especially if they can figure a way how to hook it up to VR. Oh my goodness, that'd be freaking amazing. Like the guy Independence Day. Remember that guy? It was Independence Day. It was Armageddon. That's what it was. The guy sitting in the barn with the huge satellite. That's what I'm talking. Huge telescope. That's what I'm talking about. Got to be a pretty intelligent person, basically, to operate that thing at the end of the day. He had a massive telescope. Right? You see how he's dressed? Everyday farm dude. You know? No fancy suits, nothing. Just sitting back there, rocking his chair. His chair with all the duct tape all over it. That was his comfortable chair. Covered in duct tape, repatched and repatched. Sitting back there looking at his telescope that probably cost about $1 million. Couldn't care less about what people say at the end of the day. That's my world. That's what I like. So yeah, those houses that I got them houses because I couldn't live in my environment, because somebody else couldn't live in the environment that I like to live in. As long as I can do research, as long as I can work on my studies and my projects, I'm happy. But if I have to do that whole freaking mow the lawn nonsense and oh my goodness, the commute and all that stuff, and everything has to be category, kitchen, bathroom, this, that. Oh no, we can't be doing that. That's not going to work for me. See me scratching like I gotta get out of here. I feel like I'm being locked in. I feel like I'm suffocating. That's how it feels to me. Now, for most people, that's what they like. People like that, but that's not for me. I think when I talk like that, people feel that at the end of the day that I should accept what they like. No, I couldn't care at the end of the day. This is what I like. I don't like that kind of stuff. I'm not putting you down because I'm not into it. It's just not for me. It's not that type of person. Some people can't see themselves in a house. They live on a boat. They would never step foot in a house. They just don't see it. Some people don't see themselves on a boat or a house. They would rather be in an RV. I definitely would take that one at the end of the day. I'll tell you honestly, that's not a bad idea, to tell you the truth. The ability just to travel and change your neighborhood anytime you want. I mean, you can go out there and you can look at the Rocky Mountains, you can look at the Grand Canyon. Can you imagine sitting there having breakfast and looking out your window and seeing the Grand Canyon? It's got to be amazing. So I wouldn't mind that at all, period. But you got some people out there that believe that everybody should live their life at the end of the day, and if you don't live their life at the end of the day, then you're considered to be a bum. And that's what they believe. Well, if you don't leave this way, you're a bum at the end of the day. I know people who basically that live off the grid. I know people who basically live that van life at the end of the day. And they make more money than you do. They make more money than me. They don't need all that. They don't need all those material possessions in order at the end of the day to prove that they're this, that, and the other. They don't need it. I remember I met this guy I used to play hockey with. And him and his wife rode around in a rusted Volkswagen van. You know, he's always looking for change, in his car and his glove and stuff like that, or buying stuff like that. And they didn't wear fancy clothes and stuff, and his hair was done up in dreads, part dreads, and the other half was doing his own thing. And you thought at the end of the day, these people needed money. No, they were rich. They had more money than me and all my friends. One of my friends was actually a doctor. He was a doctor. No, he made good money. They made more money than him. They were rich. And one day we got to sitting around and we're like, man, like, you guys sleep in the van? Because they sleep in the van places and stuff like that. I'm like, are you homeless? I'm like, no, we're not homeless. We're far from that. And then one day, getting to talk and getting to know them, they finally told us what they have, and they're rich, they're millionaires. Been there, done it, had it, whatever. They've been to private trips and on boats and yachts and all that stuff. With the elitists, all that. And then one day they just decided that they're wasting their lives. They're rich and they thought they're wasting their lives. They're not really seeing the world for what it is. Their life is fake. They don't want to be a part of it no more. So they left. And that's what they did. And now they just do odd jobs and stuff like that. They won't even touch their money. They don't want it. It's kind of funny, isn't it strange? All that money and someone doesn't want it. Because they feel more alive by just basically just getting by. That's what they feel more alive. Money's not everything. Everybody finds happiness in a different way. Now, my ad tech, yeah, it's going to make me millions of dollars. It's going to make me a lot of money. Or technology is going to make us a lot of money. Am I going to live that lifestyle? No. I'm going to be in the woods somewhere in some big barn. And I'm going to be building and designing technology and working on things. And I'm just going to basically just be in that world. That's where I'm going to be at. My barn's not going to be fancy. Hopefully, if I'm lucky, I get an owl in there, which would be pretty cool. If I'm lucky. I'll get an owl, barn owl. It'd be pretty cool. That'd be nice. So I'd be careful. Him and Taco may have a little problem, but it'd be pretty cool if they got along. They have a barn owl in there hooting and carrying on. That'd be nice. I would love to have that. I do plan to get a little livestock. I do plan to get some of that. See how this joker does with it. But anyway, yeah. Every once in a while, I might just go out to the lake and take a bath. I don't care if it's cold or not. Doesn't make a difference to me. Or just might cook my dinner, basically on an open fire. I like that way of life. That's when people were sitting on me and busting on me about being in the garage. No, I love the garage. I did. It felt more alive in there than I felt any place else. Didn't need any of the comforts of what everybody thought that people need. Some people don't want it, and I don't want it. And with all the money I make, I could have basically afforded to move into a nice place, get a gourmet kitchen, all that nonsense. I did it already before. I had big houses and all that. And then like I'm sitting on camera talking about having something I didn't have. I had that. I can get that. It's not a problem for me. I don't want it. It's not the life that I wasn't happy in those homes. I got that home for somebody else. Now I think I spent most of my time in the basement. Yeah. I want a big barn. Big bay windows so I can see out there and see the stars and the woods and all that. And I want basically nice little balcony area where I can sit, little cubby hole area. I can read a book back in there with the lamp. A warm, settling area. I want something a little cozy. A lot of pillows and stuff. I can sit back there and just tucked away in a little area and read my books. I want something simple. Don't need a gourmet kitchen. I'm happy with basically having a propane camping stove I can cook my food on, and a little small refrigerator and throw some food in there, and that's it, man. I'll wash my dishes up right up in the lake. Don't care. Oh, I forgot. We can't wash dishes in the lake because basically it's ecosystem. Yeah, you can't do that. We get a lot of trouble for that. So basically, I don't mind using lake water to wash dishes. In fact, I use rainwater to wash dishes a couple of times. So don't make a difference to me at the end of the day. Yeah, pretty much. But I'm going to build a water filtration system. I'm going to build one of those. I don't want anything too noisy because I don't want to disrupt the wildlife. So I'm definitely going to build something real nice up there. So I can basically run everything that I need. It rains, I can store my tanks with plenty of water, because that's water harvesting. Pump everything through my system, what I need. And that's basically about it. Give me a little makeshift small kitchen. I want my kitchen to look pretty cool. I don't want basically like a glamorous kitchen. I want something made out of something interesting. Like logs. That'd be pretty nice. But I need to match the interior of the barn. And him, on the other hand, he's going to have a place to run through. So barns are pretty big. The one I saw, though, like was around 2,400 square feet. It was big. It's perfect. Because I'm putting a swing in that sucker. You think I'm not putting a swing in that sucker? Oh, yeah, I'm putting a swing in it. Fire pole on one side, a sliding board, and I'm definitely putting a swing right in the middle of that barn. I want to be able to go from one end to out the next. Yeah, I'm having a ball at this place. I'm definitely putting a sliding board. I want a sliding one inside, I want one outside. And I definitely want the big barn doors to open up. So I'm going to leave the top area open so that way wildlife can go through. If I do want some wildlife in there, can go through. They can't get in my area at the end of the day. It's caged off. So how I want to build it, it's caged off, but they can actually go up there and they can actually nest. So it's an area where they can live too. We can all live together. A little area up there for them. Probably put some cameras up there and see them at the end of the day. It's pretty cool. The one thing I am going to spend on is a military truck. I'm definitely getting that. That truck is $400,000. I'm buying it. It's the only expensive thing I'm actually planning to buy. And I definitely want a drone system on it. Like my niece's drone system. I want one like that. So yeah, having a barn. We're going to actually, nice little lake out there. I don't want anything too big. And I like to fish, so that'd be nice. Oh man, can you imagine that? Fishing, some big fish on an open fire, and some homemade baked bread. Oh my goodness, man, that's what I'm talking about. I definitely want to get into a habit of growing my own vegetables and fruits and stuff like that. Definitely want to get into that. So I'm basically learning that too. Actually, I met somebody who's really good. She's got a super green thumb. So basically, I'm learning from her on how to grow vegetables. And she's teaching me some stuff. So yeah, I want a different life. But yeah, I like that when the professor came to the door with the spaghetti strainer on his head. And man, I like that because like I said, he's in his own world. He loves he's in his own world at the end of the day. People like that I find interesting. They don't care about clothes, fashion, nothing at the end of the day. They'll get some rusted up vehicle at the end of the day. Don't care, man. As long as they got their books, as long as they're working on their projects, they're happy. But, you know, these guys felt the need to talk me because I went to a garage. No, I chose to go to that garage. I like that garage more than the houses I had. Much better than the house. It was freedom in there. Absolute freedom. I'm going to get that freedom right back, too. This time, I'm going to get myself a big old barn. That's what I'm planning to get myself next. Yep. Nope, you'll never see it. I don't plan them to post. Ever. Only people that I see is my close friends. They'll be out there. Man, if I get a big enough hill out there, man, I'm definitely putting in a rail car. You gotta put one of those in. I have no idea why when they went that much land wouldn't put one in. They got one over in Switzerland. That thing is freaking amazing. I would freaking love to have a rail car in there. Oh heck yes. What if I can pay somebody to put in a man-made hill for me, like a really big hill? They can dig up and put one. I'm pretty sure they can do it. A nice big hill would be nice, especially for sledding. Man. So yeah, where my barn's going to be at, I want a lot of wildflowers. A lot of wildflowers. I love wildflowers. They distract me with beautiful butterflies. And definitely, I want to put flowers out there. Or you can think what I got to put out there to attract lightning bugs. Because that's what I want. I want to be a sea of lightning bugs. Lots of butterflies. That's one thing I liked about the house in Haventown. A lot of butterflies. A lot of butterflies came out there. So some little beautiful butterflies. I like flowers. Lots of flowers. I like a beautiful garden. I love gardens. Lots of flowers. Don't mind the bumblebees. They mind their own business at the end of the day. You mind yours, they mind theirs. I do like flowers. My friend was like, you go to the flower show? Yeah, I go to the flower show. I love the flower show. I've been going to the flower show for a long time. And they call me gay. No, you're gay because you don't like flowers. What kind of man doesn't like flowers at the end of the day? What's wrong with you? Freaking Neanderthal. You don't like flowers? I love flowers. You know how beautiful your home smells when there's flowers in it, especially outside, man. Jeebus Louise, man, it smells unbelievable. That's one of the things I liked about when I was living over in 69th Street. That whole section down there, everybody had freaking gardens out there. Even the gas station had gardens. The entire block smelled like roses all day long. Flowers and roses. Always a beautiful block. Everybody had beautiful gardens out there. Go to the gas station, they had a garden out there. Jeez, beautiful. Walking outside to one big giant aerosol can for a freaking beautiful thing. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Absolutely love it. I want the same thing. A whole big barn. A lot of flowers in my barn. I want a lot of flowers in there. Also, if I get what I want to get another section of the barn built, but I want a tree growing out of that section. That would be cool. You know how cool that would be? To have a section with a tree growing out of it, and you can actually have a tree house or a platform right there. Oh man, especially if the sunset was on that side, it'd be gorgeous. That would be beautiful. I can go out there every day on a sunset, put a chair out there, and have a cup of nice tea while watching the sunset go down. See, people, that's retirement for me. Not living in some high rise somewhere. I mean, to each his own, to everybody, but that's not for me. Living in a high rise at the end of the day, and I don't want to be bothered with that. Oh, I like this. This is going to fit nicely. Okay, this is our new pipe system right here. Now this is going to go with all glow-in-the-dark solution on here. And then after that, we're going to ice it down. Ice it down. Ice it, ice it, ice it down. All right, perfect. So we have that right there. These are done. And then now we're going to zip tie in here. This is all zip tied here nicely. That's all right. How the freak do you get on horses? Horses freak me out, man. I don't know, they're beautiful creatures, but they freak me out. That's too big of an animal. I watched somebody get kicked by a horse. Quite frankly, it was their fault. They deserved it. You know, you go to a game and everybody's acting crazy. The last thing you want to do is smack the back end of a horse. You kind of asking for it. You got jacked up. And dragged out the daylights out of them. Yeah. They're beautiful creatures. They are. They're beautiful, beautiful creatures. But they do freak me out. Beautiful creatures. They're just very intelligent. They're very intelligent. I like when Ace opened the door, when the guy was smacking the horse, and he said he took his head. Let me see it. Oh, didn't like it too much, did you? I can never understand people do that. Who abuse animals like that, like to beat a horse like that. That's unbelievable. You need to get punched in the face, like you really do. You need to get punched in the face. You know, anybody hits on an animal like that, you need to be punched in the face. And like I said, life has a way of catching up to you. Now you can be somebody can be hitting on a horse or anything, and somebody will see it, not like it, and they can be waiting for the opportunity to punch you in the face, or worse. You could be in there getting in your car, and some random guy just walks up to you and just beats the living crap out of you and figure out, why in the world did this guy do that? Because something you did along the way that somebody saw you do that you think they didn't see you do. And he decided to get you back for it. That's life. I remember they showed this video of this guy, young guy, messing with an old man, pushing him around. There's a whole lot of people watching this happen. But there's one guy sitting in the background, a big guy, watching him the whole time, watching the young guy. And sure enough, he creeped up on him, got right up close to him, hit the daylights out of that guy. Oh, the young boy passed out. He was sorry, he passed out. He woke up and it's just staggering. Yeah. Be careful about what you do. There's always somebody watching you. It'll catch you. Yep. It'll catch you. Oh, these are coming in nice with those twist ties here. I like this better. Twist ties, I'm telling you, best invention. I swear there's some things I like to go back in time and shake sometimes. Like, you invented twist ties? Man, thank you. I have built stuff literally with twist ties. You get the long ones, got the 16 ones. Bam. So we're building a cheap case. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty cool when we get done with it too. Some pretty cool stuff with this. Now it's funny, we just developed a screen print yesterday. You think we'd be talking about that right now? And I got so much stuff, man, we're doing right now. We just have to space it out. I'm still working on this. I'm working on that at the same time. Got all the parts here for the PC. Well, not all the parts. I'm still missing the RAM. But right now, we can run 8 for the time being until the 16 gets in. So we got plenty of time for that. And I might just change out the RAM. It's RAM that actually glows. It runs the RGBs off of it. So I might just run that instead. So that'd be pretty cool because my case is going to be out in the open now. A motherboard. So I do want to basically be able to display it on that level. So that'd be cool. All right, this is nice and stuck in there real nicely. There we go. This started to be a normal setup. Basically a simple basic retro PC build, and now it's turned into this. And I'm looking at like, why in the world am I paying the money for a new case when we can just build a case ourselves? Because I've built cases in the past. Let's build me another one. That's what we're doing right now. I gotta trim those down a little farther, but right now I'm just clipping them when they're up. They're down because I got fans going underneath this, and I need to run those. These racks are fantastic for making your own open PC designs on PC cases. They're cheap, they're affordable to do. You spend a lot of money. Now, the case we got to build for the PC we're going to be building under the... Oh, man. Hold on, I got you. Always getting yourself in some kind of mischief. I got you. Calm down. Calm down. Come here. Come here. Okay. And I gotta go in there and vacuum. Look at that, buddy. God, I'm so hooked making biscuits. Just making biscuits for everyone. Yeah. Alright, we'll trim those down later on. I gotta get some shorter scissors so much more I can get in there, clip those down. Some wire cutters will get in there quite nicely. Alright, that's nice and sturdy, liking that. Alright, so got clamps down here and here and there, and we're going to put this section here. Now we're going to run a piping system from here all the way around here, all around here, to start off from under the motherboard. Posts are going to be here and here for the motherboard, and it's going to sit along here. Like I said, power supply here, liquid cooling system up here, refrigeration unit down here, and fans at the bottom. So I got some cool ideas on how I want to build the refrigeration unit. So I'm going to get a chance to look inside some refrigerator so I can get an idea of how we want to build the refrigerator for this section in here. See this one for a minute. Perfect, fits. I'm going to have this on a slant there, but it fits nicely. Make sure everything here fits nicely. Yep. Oh, I don't think a big bottle is going to fit in here at all, period. I think it's too big, but I don't think it's going to fit in there. Hopefully it does. Alright, let me see. Where is the motherboard? Motherboard. Let me see, where put the motherboard at? Jeez. Just had the motherboard. Oh, it's right there. So we should be getting our parts in. Parts that we're missing right now that we're actually already ordered We ordered the kill switches. We had to turn the thing on and on, power switches and all that stuff. They're coming in. We ordered the motherboard post screws. They're coming in. And I ordered something else, but I can't remember what it is. Like, I literally don't remember what it is. I don't remember what it is. But we did order something else. And this is the size of our little motherboard, which we got a micro ITX, yeah, motherboard. So pretty small, little tiny little thing. Pretty young thing. Okay, so power supply is going to be where? Where's our power supply in this system? It's here. This is where our power supply is going to be at. And video card is going to be here. All right, video card is there. All right. Usually it'll be this way. Yeah, this is how it's hooked up this way in your case. It'll be this way. It really doesn't make a difference because, again, we're not in the case, so we're building our own case. But depends on where I want to put all the peripherals at, to tell you the truth, honestly. How we want to go about this. Most likely, I want to get to connect to the power supply easily. So I guess I would put it here because the power supply would have an easy connection from here to here with no problem. So basically, when we put in our motherboard, the rail system we have here, the case screws are going to be drilled in, and they're going to basically connect to these rails right here, and the rails are going to connect to there. And then we're going to continue to run a nice piping system from here all the way around the case and everything, and they're frosted. Give a nice frost design to it. So that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Let me see. All right, so I'm gonna wait for the case to get in. We have to wait for it to come in before we mount this in. We have the case screws. We have to wait for that. I did have some other ones over here, but they're not big enough. They're not gonna fit nice and snug, and I don't want this thing moving around too much. All right, let me see. If I don't get the 1660, let me see. 16. Maybe the 1650. Power supply needed to run a 1650 graphic card. 350. Gee, that's still going to be like, that's kind of like, yeah, it's 100 watts off, which means I don't want to be in that category at all, period. I'm going to have to return the power supply and get another one, because that is not going to work. And we can't run two power supplies here because there's not enough room. I'm going to need a power supply at 850 just to have enough room to breathe. I just like to have enough room to breathe. Is it necessary? No. You can't go bare minimum and get by with it. I mean, power supply in these units are only 240 watts. 350. 450, we should really do it at 450. We should. If not, we can always change out and put another one in if we want to. We can do it that way. Okay, so let me see. And definitely when we put in screws for the case screws, they're going to be super glued in because, again, not the posts have to be glued in because I don't want them popping out, my board hitting the ground and getting damaged, and then I got to deal with that at the end of the day, and we don't want to deal with that at the end of the day. Nobody wants to deal with that at the end of the day. So let me see if that does work right there. That should work actually quite nicely. Let me see. Need an extra screw. Actually, these would be fantastic. These would actually fit perfectly, and I wouldn't even have to use the post screws at all, period. Like, literally would not have to use post screws if these actually did work. Let me see what we got over here. Where's the screwdriver? Oh, there it is. Calm it down, buddy. Calm it down. Getting anxious about. extra exciting. I don't know what about. I think there's somebody in the other area that's doing some work. Every time we hear somebody's voice, he starts running around. Before, it was the opposite of that. You hear somebody's voice, he would run and hide under a blanket somewhere. Now he's just gotten used to being around people now since I've had him in the backpack. And we go around a lot of different places, and now he's gotten used to people hitting him. So now he's the attention getter. That's what he is now. He used to be basically the opposite way around. Somebody would come over, he would hide and disappear. And now he's like the attention getter now. He has to have attention. As you see him on camera, he literally has to be on camera. The minute I say, hey, my name is Kenneth Bird, and I'm the CEO of our Black Series Edition, bam, he pops out of nowhere. That's literally how I find him sometimes. I just have to say that, and he basically comes running out because he thinks the camera's on. Because I'll tell you something. People at the end of the day understand cats are jerks, and they are. Anyone's a cat lover and says the thing, well, yeah, they are. They are jerks. They are. They are. They're jerks. They do jerk stuff at the end of the day. Dogs don't jump on your counter and basically pat your freaking glass objects off the side of a countertop. And then when you tell them to stop, they look at you like, okay, so what are you going to do? And then still continue to do it. They're jerks. They do that. They call them jerks. That's what they do. They'll look right at you while they're doing it. Dog will look in a different direction when he does it. He'll look in a different direction like, nah, you got the wrong person, man. I'm not the person who did this. And the cat will look directly at you like, and? On top of that, you ever be yelling for your cat? I did it a couple of times because I had to go do something, and I'm thinking the cat got out to the garage door when we were leaving, and I thought he got out, and I must have called his name over and over and over again. He did not come out of hiding. A dog just slightly got a whistle, and that sucker will pop up out of nowhere. Yep. Cats have an attitude of a teenager. Dogs have an attitude of a 16-year-old. Actually, more like a 3-year-old child. They're always happy, bright in your face and laughing. Yay! Nothing wrong with that. Cats are like, yeah, it is. A dog is like a 3-year-old, and a cat's like a moody 16-year-old. Because cats, you can pet them, and after a while, they're like, okay, we're done here. I'm done. Don't touch me. Then they want to bite you afterwards. Like Taco has this thing. He's funny. I can pet him, and he'll sniff my hand, and he'll lean over and just take a slight little bite out of my hand. I was like, really? What's that? Animal tiger instinct kicking in? Oh, he keeps forgetting every once in a while. He's domestic. Yep, that's why they hunt and stalk you and all that stuff, because basically that's their instinct. And they have little caves they like to hide in. That's what they like to do. They like to sit up high and look down on you. Yeah. But they're fun. I'll tell you what they are. I like both. I prefer just to have both cats and dogs together. I'd rather raise them both together. Other people at the longest time would say, oh, you can't raise cats and dogs together. Yes, you can. What planet you been living on? You can raise cats and dogs together. I had 2 pit bulls. They had a cat. I actually adopted the cat. The cat was named Kitty Caboodle. It's a black and white cat. He used to come up on the stoop and used to go in there and basically lay on the warm cement, and I'll bring out some food for it and some water. We always cat food because we had cats. And the dogs would sit there, and they once in a while would come over and they nudge them, and they play and they lay together. So that was their cat. Yep. And where my house was at, when I lived in that neighborhood, we had a really high hedge, and you really couldn't see the dogs unless when you walked right up in front of the house, you could see the dogs. There's a little flat area, 2 steps in a flat area, and then it goes to the porch, and there'd be 2 more steps to the porch, 3 more steps to the porch. So the dogs would be over there. You wouldn't really see them until you came around the hedge, and you could see the dogs there. So I told you about this. The boy almost got himself killed. Some young drug dealer on the corner had this little pit bull, probably about, I say roughly 60 pounds. And my dogs, mind you, they're mixed. They're Rottweiler, German Shepherd, and Pit Bull. My dog's Junior was the size of 250. Junior was 250, and the other dog, my other one, was around 180 pounds. They're big dogs. Still got pit bull capability, just big animals. So they're sitting on the porch. I'm sitting on the porch, and the cat's sitting on the other end of the large stoop area. So as you walk down the street, you'll see the cat, but you won't see the dogs until you get around the corner. And get close, you'll see the dogs are sitting over there. It's dumb. I'm sitting up. I'm watching him come near me with the dog, and he's trying to attack the cat. And I said, dude, don't do that. You're gonna make the biggest mistake of your life. You take that dog off the leash, he's dead. He said, oh, you threatening my dog? I said, no, man, I ain't gonna threaten your dog. I got something over here waiting for you. So dumb came around to let the dog off the leash. When the dog came around the corner, he saw the other two big dogs staring right at him, and he backed up. Yeah, he ain't stupid. You know, at the end of the day, he got two big pit bulls staring right in the face. He's dead. He already knows he's dead. And the dogs are standing up, their chests puffed out. And I'm thinking that they're going to stand there. They're going to basically stay where they're at. No, they took off. They took after him. And I was like, oh my God, I want to go to jail. I want to go to jail. It's crazy. And he's there. And they're going to kill him too. They're going to kill him and kill the other dog. That's what's going to happen. You know, when the dog took off running, he turns around and sees these two big pit bulls running after him. And what's his extension, what he was trying to do? He ain't going to run toward him. No, he ran too. So him and the other dog ran together down the street, screaming and yelling like a bunch of little girls. And he tripped and fell. And my dog Tigger jumped in the air and caught him right in his neck. Now, I thought he had him by the neck. He didn't. He had him by his hoodie, because I see him shaking his head back and forth and pulling him. And now he's on the ground. And the other dog, Junior, jumped on him too. And thank God he didn't get him. He had baggy pants on. He got him by the pant leg. So they're shaking him. And I'm thinking, or I'm looking at him, thinking one got him by the neck and one got him by the legs. So I'm thinking he's dead already. He's already dead. Mind you, my big dog, both of my dogs, like I said, they were mixed. So they had a gator. You know what I mean? When a dog has a gator, they get the long snout. So imagine a dog that has a long snout. Pit bulls have a short snout. These dogs had a long snout. And they basically had some interesting breeds in them. So Tigger had about a 3-inch fang line, which means his defenders were huge. And he had a row of sharp teeth, and he had a 150-pound pressure lock, which means it's like being attacked by an alligator. So that's what made Tigger and Junior vicious dogs. Like, they were really, but they weren't trained to be vicious. They weren't trained to attack people, because I never trained them to, well, I did to train them to attack people. They were guard dogs. That's what they're designed to do. They weren't trained to attack, they wouldn't go after kids. They weren't doing that. They were trained on command. And that's why I train them on command. So if kids can run by the neighborhood, have fun, they wouldn't pay any interest on whatsoever at all, unless I gave them a command. And they weren't interested in cats and none of that stuff, or other dogs. They didn't care, you know what I mean? But if you basically touched me or anything, you were done. Your life was over. And that cat, on the other hand, was their territory. And when that dog came around the corner, they wanted to protect the cat, and they pounced on him. When them dogs jumped off that porch, I was like, oh, snap. I got two big dogs they're killing this guy. They're shaking him around, but he's not screaming. So I'm thinking like, oh, they could have sunk their teeth in him. So I get up there, and I basically got my hand on one dog, and he's snapping. He snapped at me, because in that bloodlust, he snapped at me. I'm like, oh, no, you're not going to do that at the end of the day. So again, I struck him in his ribs, and that caused him to basically let go. Brought him out of that bloodlust. And the other one, we saw him come out, he came out of it too. So I was able to get two of the big dogs, get them down the street, get them back up on the porch, get him back inside. He picked up his dog and ran around the corner. All the big-time drug dealers were on the corner. They saw the whole thing go down. They didn't want to go over there because the big dogs were over there. They didn't want to get eaten alive, so they stayed on their side. So he ran around the corner. They laughed about it. Everybody in the block told they laughed about it. So later on at night, I called my people up and I told them what happened. And I said, I may have a problem with these people on the corner. And they said, if it comes down to that, we got your back. But it didn't happen that way. So they knew me on the corner. They came down to the house, and I had a little talk with some of the higher-ups, I guess, some higher drug dealers, whatever, the boss, whatever he is. At the end of the day, came down, and we had a nice little talk. I told him everything that happened. I said, yeah, we know what happened, you know what I mean? You didn't do nothing. Young boy is out of control, you know what I mean? He gets in a lot of trouble, he gets us in trouble, he does stuff he's not supposed to do, so I understand. So, you know, maybe just teach him a lesson and all. So, as far as we're concerned, you know, it never happened. So that was the end of it. Yep. So that was pretty much the end of it. Now, if I came up there and attacked him out of nowhere, yeah, I'd be in the wrong. I'd be the one in the wrong. But I didn't. I was minding my own business when it happened. So yeah, it's kind of interesting stuff that goes on right in front of you in the hood, in the neighborhood. But still, it's a community at the end of the day, and you got to talk to people back and forth, and you got to show a respect line, you know. And they know me from my pits. They know at the end of the day that I got my dogs very well trained. They don't go attacking people. They mind their own business. We mind our own business. But if you cross that line, then you're behind, Mr. Postman. Your life is over. And thank goodness I was happy that none of that dog, they got him by his pant legs. I think his baggy pants saved his life. It really did. Because, man, if they had caught him, he would have been gone. It ripped his throat out. I had a dog that was trained. I remember I had a dog that hit a squirrel one time. One time, a squirrel exploded in her mouth. I'll never forget that, man. I was like, shoot. She had blood all over. And I was thinking, okay, like, how am I supposed to process this? Because now she got the taste of blood. I'm afraid to have her around other dogs now. You know, things happen when you have dogs and you're raising them. They happen. I never expected her to catch the squirrel. And I didn't stick her to catch the squirrel. She'd be out there and she saw the squirrel and she caught it, killed it. Not too happy about that one right there. But eventually we didn't have any problems from her. She didn't attack any other dogs. There were no problems after that. That was the end of it. And now when I took her in the park, she kept her leash on. So no more leash, no more off the leash for her. Couldn't trust her on that level. I don't want to see a squirrel get hurt. But nope. That's why I tell people, man, when people want to raise their pit bulls and you got them chasing cats, you're an idiot. And I'll tell you why you're an idiot. Because if someone attacks you and they take off running and your dog takes off running after them, if they see a cat, they may go in the direction of the cat. And that person may come back for you. My dogs weren't trained to chase cats at all, in any way whatsoever. On top of that, you know how dangerous that is? If a cat has rabies, you don't gotta bite your dog. Just scratch his nose, that's it. The dog automatically can be infected that fast. That quick. You attack a cat and it's mad, and it's full of rabies, it ain't gonna back down from your dog, number one. And if it scratches your dog in any way, now your dog's got rabies. And if your dog doesn't have his shots, what's gonna happen is, you know how they basically do rabies shots on an animal, right? You don't get it back, just so you know. It's impossible. So if you love your animal, get your shots for it, number one. Number two, don't go attacking stray animals, because you never know what they have. Yep, get your shots and stuff for it. Where the freak is the Richmond phones for this? Oh, they're in this one. I think they're in this box. Oh, 40,000. I gotta get myself a box with all this stuff in it. That's what I need. A Marty toolbox for all my stuff to put into it. You got the many here, something like snacks. Oh, here we go. Got one here. And for all you sitting there saying, well, what are you building all this for? Because basically I need this to display a PC screen, and I need this basically to show off more gaming technology we're working on. So I need to have these things built. I need to buy a Vice too. I definitely need a Vice. No, not a Vice. A Vice. Yep, crazy. Yep. I think this time when I get dogs, I think I'm probably going to get a St. Bernard. I like St. Bernards. I like big dogs. And I'm probably going to get a small dog too, a little tiny small dog. Probably Shih Tzu. Oh my goodness, can you imagine if the Shih Tzu and the St. Bernard made it? That'd be the funniest looking dog ever. And it's part Shih Tzu and it's part St. Bernard. Like, what? You gotta be kidding me. Like, nope, that's what it is. That'd be crazy. It could have a big body and a tiny head. It'd be funny. It could have a little body and a giant head. That would just be absolutely hilarious. It'd be a Shih Tzu Bernard. I think that's the only word I can think of pretty much comes a Shih Tzu Bernard. I had one a long time ago. I gotta sleep when our big dogs too, man. Very big dogs. Not vicious at all. They just slobber a lot. Oh my goodness, they slobber a lot. Beautiful animals. They look gorgeous in the snow. I think all dogs are gorgeous when they're in the snow. Taco's man, like, what are you talking about dogs for? What are you talking about dogs? You got no dogs anymore. You got me, darn it. I said me. Alright, I think this is nice. See, this is the reason why I gotta stop buying stuff ahead of time. I literally could have did this. This would have worked perfectly. The screws in, the screws out. I wonder. Sometimes I wonder about myself. Sometimes I wonder. Let me see if this works right here. Yeah. That might not have been a good idea. Yeah, that's a bad idea. But wait a minute, it's still a metal at the end of the day, isn't it? Yeah, but it's on metal, but you don't know what kind of metal. This can conduct, basically, you can short out your board. It does have metal on the end of it. You don't have to individually paint these. Hold on, cheap and dare. I don't know, I'm gonna take that risk. It's kind of freaking me out now. Man, I'm curious. I wonder if the PS6 is going to have liquid cooling. Can you imagine if they bring out a console system with a liquid cooling system on it? How amazing that would be? That'd be insane. But then again, like I said, it could be PC. Like I said, that's not really your biggest problem. They got to do something about the scalpers. They really do. That's actually insane. I thought it was a one-time thing with the PS5. I had no idea they were going to come back and hit that system. Not bad. Maybe a couple of them here and there, maybe they would take, but not all of them like that. So even if you spend, how do they do it? You spend all night. Guys spent all night in the queue, right, to get one, and they were gone that quick. So pretty much, if someone's telling you that if you pay them $10,000, they can get you one. Which again, it's a console system. Why are you paying 10 grand? It's nuts. They can get you one. The part that I find disturbing about that is the fact that now you're holding it hostage. So you're like saying, okay, you pay me this, or ransom. If you pay me this much, you can have it. That's insane. That's why I said y'all should get a petition together. You know what I mean? Start a petition and basically contact Sony and make it so you have to go in the stores to pick them up. Your ID is yours, you know? Because then if you do it that way, and they can't get them anymore, that means the price on them doesn't go skyrocketing through the roof. No one's going to try to go on and basically sell them for ridiculous prices. If they're all over the place, you can't really sell them for that kind of money. If they're all over the place, they're not worth that kind of money either way. So, yeah. I'm taking the metal off. You know why? I'm thinking about this is a bad idea. I got a funny feeling it'd be a bad idea. Because it may conduct a static charge, and that could take my system out, and I really don't want to go through that freaking nightmare. I'm trying to remember, I didn't put any kind of foil tape on the ones underneath. I think, yeah, for that reason, because it might be get a static charge, and I might short out. Hey, back it up, buddy. You're in the territory, my territory at the end of the day. Back up. Thank you. I appreciate it. Over here creeping, trying to figure out, what's he doing over here? I swear, can you imagine cats being safety inspectors? Man, there'd be all kinds of problems because they'd be just pushing buttons left and right. What does this do? Literally, every time you turn around, some alarm be going off because they'll be sitting there like, what does this do? Because they're curious, they have to know. That's why I think cats know math. You have to know some kind of math. You're sitting there, you ever sitting there and think about something before they jump or something, and then they land it? They're calculating, right? Calculating. It's a calculator. You got a calculator? That's what they're doing. He's basically doing, I think they know physics. How to get jump from A to B. You ever watch them in slow motion when they show them jump and grab something? It's insane. They could jump up in the air, twist their body, grab something, and come back down and land on their feet. That's insane. Got them Spider-Man moves. Alright, let me see. We'll get the tape off of this. It happens. Live and learn. Do stuff at the end of the day and learn. I got a hole to punch through one of them, which is good. It means I can put the holes in without using the motherboard screws, so that's great for that. But I think it's a bad idea. Somebody got a gut feeling that it's a bad idea. If I put this tape on here, I run the risk of shorting out the board, and I don't want to go through that. I've done that already. I've shorted out a board before. It's not fun at all, period. I did a Dell one time. I don't know why. I decided to go in there and touch the board. I seen a spark go off, and all of a sudden everything shut down. I was like, oh shoot. And I found that I shorted out the board. Alright, this one's clean, and this one's clean, and I already got the hole in for this one, so that's good. So instead, what I should be doing is getting some packing tape, because that's not going to... No, that shouldn't give off a charge, it's packing tape. We should be good with this. And you should be happy with masking tape, to tell you the truth. And we're going to have to paint these. Oh, crap. We're going to have to use tape, but then masking tape. How are you going to take this up? How are you going to paint it? You have to go back over it with masking tape, because masking tape doesn't paint well. We'll do it that way. Okay, and then we just go back over with painter's tape, and then we can paint it with that. This is perfect. Alright, that's perfect right there. Once we get the board in, everything else can snap in and be done with it. You know what I mean? But the problem is that trying to get the board, I want the board to go in just nicely. The liquid cooling, all that adds, that's pretty easy. It's open and shut. I'm taking that thing apart. Yeah, hopefully our liquid cooling doesn't have the other one. The other one had the two pieces that locked in, and that was a headache to put in. That was not easy to put in. Hopefully this one doesn't have that same system. Now remember, this Halloween, don't go bobbing for apples. It's disgusting. Fondue pots. I know, it sounds boring. Alright, I got it through, I got it done. I got to look inside of a refrigeration unit to see exactly how that looks. You can turn that into a refrigerator. And I figured out where I'm going to mount the screen. I know exactly where I'm going to put that at. That should fit quite nicely. Probably at the top. Definitely going to frost it. Alright, that one's done. One more, and then we're ready to get this thing mounted to some way, get it on there. Yeah, biggest mistake I made, like I said, but then again, everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for everything happening. Everything happens for a reason. Some things just don't happen for the sake of just happening. Right. Like I said, when I was at that garage, there were some things that were going on I didn't like at all, period. So, it wasn't all happy. It was happy there while I was there. The only time I was left alone. And that's the only reason why I chose to be there. There was an area that rented rooms on the other end. I didn't want one. I don't like being around people at the end of the day. What I mean by that, I mean by there are days where I just like to be by myself. I don't want to be bothered with at all, period. I can't have somebody smiling in my face 24. I can't do that. I need to be in solitude. I like to be in solitude. So some people like that life where they can be around groups of people all the time. I can only do it for a short bit of time, but most of the time I like to be by myself. That's what I like. So me being in an apartment was the nightmare for me. And then basically, you know, renting out one of those rooms, I'd have to be around other people. I have to see them all the time. I have to deal with them. No, I couldn't deal with that. So that's when I saw the garage. The garage was perfect. And the way the garage was, it was set off by itself. Had a backyard in there I worked on from time to time. They never went in the backyard. The people that were very nice, very polite. But still just didn't want to be around people like that. So it worked out perfectly. Now, the landlord, on the other hand, he was too young. He's a young guy, 35 years old. Too young. Don't know how to handle business correctly. I had to go in and do his documents for him because he couldn't do his documents correctly, and I had to go in and do that for him. He did not maintain the building correctly. One of the problems I was there. So that needed to be done correctly. Some people know how to make the money. They don't know how to basically run the other half of the business, which is actually very important. That's what allows you to keep the business. Let's get those paperwork done, and that's what he wasn't doing. He wasn't doing his paperwork correctly. Where in the world is So it was like dealing with an adolescent. That's what it felt like. So everything happens for a purpose. Well, it's not meant for me to be there for another year. No, God had plans for me to be something else. Not working there. Nope. That's why if I had spent the money I was going to spend on that place, I would have been out some money. Wasn't meant to be. A nice little home front allowed me to be able to work in the garage because again I didn't want people knowing where I lived at because I was having problems with people online that were doing things they should not have been doing. As for the other one who does all this dirty stuff at the end of the day, and want to be Mr. Big Bad at the end of the day, tough guy. I told you, life has a way of catching up to you. It does. Being a tough man and mentioning people's names you shouldn't have been mentioned on camera, it's going to catch up to you quick, faster than you think. So those you don't know, Fernando decided to go in and mention some of my family members. Yeah. Everybody got them in their family. Some people do. They got them in their family. They got other halves of the family. They do other business. And he mentioned them. The only reason why Mr. Fernando is still standing on his 2 feet because I've asked him to not leave it be until I get him into a courtroom. I need to get my justice. I need to get my closure. But you're still going to answer to them, Mr. Fernando. They're still going to talk to you, so you know that. And when you're behind bars, guess what? They're connected, so that means they're behind bars also. So being behind there is not going to save the neck. They're behind there too. They got friends and ties that are on the side. They're the same people that, when I got myself in some trouble, they're the same people who basically came out and protected me when I was in that situation. But those are the same people you triggered off. And how did he get himself in that situation? He got on YouTube and called himself being tough and bad, and he mentioned their names. And now they're going to have a talk with him. I would say talk is a nice way of putting it. I'm not going to say the rest because, again, it's something that shouldn't be sent on basically YouTube or anything whatsoever. But I've seen how they deal with people, and it's not going to be pretty. So at the end of the day, I would be terrified, my friend. Again, if you don't mention people at the end of the day, you don't know. Now, what we have, his little quarrel is between me and him, and that's it. That's as far as it goes. It's me and him. But you don't mention people you don't know. And that's what he did. And that's how he got in that situation. So let's see how big and bad and tough you are when you're on the inside. Because, mind you, I told you before, this guy hit my copyrights. And you're going to jail for it. I'm not saying to jail for it. But when you're in there, if someone happens to, and they will meet you. And you have to deal with it from there. Alright, I think we got this one part here, another part there. Yeah, okay, let me see. So we got to connect it from there to there. We're going to have to. Anyway, that's going to work. Meanwhile, this guy's running around at 100 miles an hour. What's going on with you right now? What's going on with you? Seriously? Is this the time you pick to have zoomies? Yeah. Doing too much. Yeah, relax. Cannot imagine a cat having the ability to drive a car. Imagine that. Just take off out of nowhere, like just take off. What the freak is wrong with you? Got the zoomies. Yeah, and basically right back at you. Alright, let me see. No, just a second. I could do it that way. Could wait till the post comes in and do it that way. Which would be much easier, because that would be easier to do it. I'd rather have the post come in. If we do the post that comes in, that'd be much easier. So I gotta go back up and get masking tape. So I still gotta do that. I wish it was easier we can just connect it right from here to here, but the board is way too small. It's a very small board. That board is just small. So how we do it? Okay, whatever. That'll work. Let's get it done. get it done. Let me see. The screws you mentioned. Freaking Hello Kitty. They got the guy who talks like Vincent Price, who comes on there, and he tries to scare the days out of it, but they don't really pay any mind. They're into this whole competition thing. He says, "No, you understand. You can't come back." They're like, "You can't come back." "Yeah, whatever. Start the game." He's okay. And they always mess with him every single time. They always ruin the plans for his games. All right, let me see. Where's the one with the hole in it? One is already has a hole in it already. Let me see, which one is this one? This one has a hole in it right here. Alright. So we put it here. We put it there. And where's the other piece that which I probably lost? Let me see. Here it is right here. Oh no, this is definitely not going to work. This is way too wide. No way in the world that's going to fit in there at all, any way whatsoever. It's just not going to fit. We'll have to wait till the posts get here. Definitely wait till the posts get here. Let me see. Yeah, be on the safe side. I think I'm just going to wait till the posts get here, and then we can connect the board from there. I'm not going to take the chance, because I don't want to damage the board. But at least I can put my holes in my screws at the end of the day. I'm not going to know exactly where I'm going to put them at, so we definitely do that. But yeah, I don't want to take that chance. Put it back in the static bag. Alright, that would definitely work. We definitely have to wait for this, because we have to make sure we get those holes in there. That gives me a chance to get some masking tape to cover and get this ready. Get that ready. Get those posts ready, and I can put the holes in already. I'll do that later on, because I don't want to mess around and not do that right. That's the motherboard, it's the main piece. The thing goes on, everything goes on with it. So we'll do that later on. All right, people, I gotta go. Enjoy this. We'll get it going. Just have to some more sizing up. Thank you for your time, and God bless.